and they are in every thrift shop. I think they gave them away every time somebody had a baby. So, ooh.
There's an old curiosity shop. Every once in a while I go by there for the fond recollections that lie there in that old curiosity shop.
Well, good evening, everyone. It's 8 p.m. Welcome to the dining room of the 1925 bungalow. I'm Scott with the Old Curiosity Shop. Now, perhaps you've just jumped over here from watching my good friend D, The Thrill of the Thrift. I'm going to broadcast for 30 minutes, and then don't forget, after me, jump over to the old, well, not the old, Patrick, the TrustyHucksterMercantile. Right, that's at 8:30, and I think if I do this right, all the links will be somewhere down here in the bottom of this chat. I'm relatively new to live sales, but I'm definitely brand new to drop sales. However, I think most of you already know how this works. I'm going to hold up an item, I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to tell you what the price is, and I'm going to give you a number. Now you, if you're interested, you go down into the comments section and read through, make sure nobody else has already claimed that item. And if no one else has already claimed it, you type in the number, right? So for instance, if I'm selling this ink pen for 90 cents and I say it's number 10, you're going to type the number 10 into the comment box below. And if you're the first one to type that in, then you have won this pen for, did I say 90 cents? Okay, now, what you've got to do, though, is if you win something, you won't hear anything from me. Don't wait to hear anything from me. You look through the comments, and if you're the first one to claim an item, send me your information. You have to write to me at oldcuriositysshop99@gmail.com. And again, I'll put that information below as well. Send me your name, your mailing address, and the email that you use connected to your PayPal account. You've got to have a PayPal. I send invoices through PayPal. If you don't have a PayPal account, I can still invoice you as a guest. If indeed you have won an item and you send me all of the correct information, I will then send you an invoice. Now remember, the prices that I quote here don't include shipping. I use Pirate Ship, which allows me to ship as cheaply as possible for you, and I don't charge anything for shipping supplies. I do ship out of the South Jersey, Philadelphia area, which is pretty economical here on the East Coast. Once we get way out west, it starts to get a little expensive. So I have chosen relatively small items tonight, which can all fit easily in no larger than a 12 by 12 by 12 box. I've got 30 minutes to do this. My little wristwatch is sitting here in front of me. So I'm going to have a sip of this hot coffee while it was hot. So why don't we begin with the first item here, which is a piece of depression glass. And this pattern is called Windsor, and sometimes confused with some of the other patterns by Anchor Hocking, or their Waterford pattern. But this pink Jeanette plate tray, actually with the two handles, measures 8 by 8. And it is, once again, the pink Windsor pattern. This tray could have been used in many different ways. In most of the depression glass books, it's just listed as a tray. So whether you wanted to use this on your vanity or put it on your breakfast table and place creams and sugars and whatnot on there, it works just fine. It is damage-free without the chips or the cracks on it. There is a little bit, it's going to need some cleaning, and I don't know how well you can see. There's wear on the bottom where it's been sitting on someone's table, and there's just a little bit of cloudiness, which I washed it in the sink, and I don't know if you're going to be able to get any more of that little bit of cloudiness out of it. You might. Sometimes you can. This piece in pink is $24, and it is number 16. So if you want this piece, you have to type the number 16 in the comment section below. It's $24, which does not include the cost of shipping, which shouldn't be too bad depending on where you live. Not always easy to find this tray in pink if you know your depression glass. Now this is just not old, and I don't know, I've never seen it before, and I just loved it. It's actually made in Canada. The depression glass, of course, dates to the 30s. This little pumpkin head, all it says on the bottom is Canada. I'm certain that it is new, relatively new, and I just like it anyway. I don't know, fill it with candy corns and you're all set for next Halloween. But this little jack-o'-lantern pumpkin head dude is $12, and he is number 22. So you'll type number 22 in the comment section below if you'd like him for $12. That does not include the shipping. I don't know how big he is. He is, 7 inches tall. It's not normally something I would gravitate towards, but I don't know. It caught my eye. Next up, we have a Sangbush number 300 desktop ink holder, and this is a wonderful little thing. It's marked on the inside, which I hope is forward for you. Made of nice, heavy, thick glass. Put your pens right here. We have room for 2. Yeah, 1 and 2. And then, of course, there would have been an ink well here, which is... or any jar of ink could sit down in there. And of course now you could put paper clips in there, or stamps, or your false eyeball. And when you get up in the morning, here's looking at you. And then down here would be the nibs for the pens. This one also is nice, heavy, thick glass. And as I feel all around the edges, I feel no cracks on it and no damage. Nice paperweight. Yeah. I'm going to guess that this has to go back to the 1920s or 30s when we were using this type of pen. Anyway, this piece is $12, and it is number 62. $12, number 62, if you're interested in that nice piece right there. Oh my word, this is a big one. Now, it actually measures 12.5 inches in diameter. And of course it has a wonderful snowflake, and it stands on 3 glass feet. And of course there's 1, 2, and 3. The feet are not chipped. Many times they are. I don't feel any chipping around the edges. I will say now, if you're not conversant with depression glass, it was cheaply made, spit out on the factory, right? Human hands never touched it until it got to the 5 and dime, and it was unpacked by the stock boys, I guess is what they would have been then. And so it's not fire polished. That means you're going to have seams, and sometimes those seams can be pretty rough, yeah, around the edges. And so what will happen oftentimes is those seams will chip just a little bit. Now, you have to get used to that with depression glass. So if you run your hand around the rim here, you're going to feel some roughness. And you'll say, he said it wasn't chipped. Well, the glass isn't really chipped. You've got rough seams, and the camera may be able to pick up, I doubt. Well, see, it's not going to pick it up. But as I run my finger around here, it's not completely smooth. This isn't a piece of Falstoria. Their glass was fire polished, right? The good department store, jewelry store glass. You don't get rough seams and rough edges the way you do with depression glass, which was often given away. Now, I'm usually accustomed to seeing the smaller cake plate with the sunflower in it, made by Jeanette, which comes in pink and green, and they were given away in, that's right, in sacks of flour. That is I believe a 10-inch plate. I don't think this was put in a sack of flour because it would have to be a really, really, really big one. So snowflake pattern, I'm talking more than I should about depression glass, but why not? It's a beautiful piece, and it's one that I just don't see as much as I see the Jeanette sunflower. So the big cake plate is $24, and it is number 40. Now, this is the only one that's going to have to go in a box a little bit larger than a 12 by 12 by 12. So depending on where you live, the shipping could easily be over $12 to ship it. So just letting you know, it is $24 and it's number 40. So you'll type 40 in the comment section below if you would like to display your coconut cream cake or pie, I guess, on that thing. This is a pattern. Yes, this is a pattern that I rarely purchase because there's so much of it out there. But this is the iris pattern. Collectors today will call it iris and herringbone, but it was called iris when it was new. And they are 4.5-inch dessert bowls. 4.5-inch dessert bowls, and there are 5 of them, and this is made in the 1930s. Now you're going to recognize that pattern, and if you watch my channel, you know one of the things I love to do is go by and go ah every time I see an iris marigold scalloped bowl. They came in 3 or 4 different sizes, and they are in every thrift shop. I think they gave them away every time somebody had a baby. But the dessert bowls, I don't find, these little tiny guys. So if you are a collector, they have a neat little pebbled edge here around the top, sort of a beaded edge. You see, that's very fine. Now you'll hear people say, oh, carnival glass. Well, not really. See, carnival glass, this is iridescent, but most diehard carnival collectors will say no, just because it's iridescent. It wasn't made by the companies that made the carnival glass in that 1904 to mid-20s period. So it's really just considered an iridescent depression glass line. Jeanette, of course, and then Federal had a line called Normandy. Once again, there is no damage. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 5 bowls. There's no damage on them. Once again, you'll find a rough seam here and there. Nice for the autumn season, or really any time of year. The 5 little iris bowls are $15, and they are numbered 92. $15 for these, not including the shipping, and it's number 92. So you'll type 92 down in the bottom if that's something that you're interested in. Let me put my ruler here to keep my place. How am I doing? Look at these. I've got 6 of them. I've got 6 of them, and do you know what they are? Let me put the 6 of them down and just hold up one. These are made by Glass, well, these are made by McKee. The name printed on it is Glass Bake, and that was McKee's attempt to compete with Pyrex, yeah? Also, it's hard for you to see, but embossed right here is the word Little Princess, which I know you probably are not seeing. And we've got 3 little feet on the bottom here. These actually could be, not could be, but were marketed as individual Jell-O molds. But because it's glass bake, you could also bake little individual cakes. What do you call it? Bundt cake or whatever. But how about that? Yes, believe it or not, we had glass little individual Jell-O molds, because every ladies' luncheon, right, when the Fruit and Flower Club would come over, you had a plate with a piece of iceberg lettuce, and then you'd plop some little circular Jell-O on there, and undoubtedly you'd throw shrimp on it and mayonnaise and pimento. Ugh. You know how they used to do. But they can be yours. They're in wonderful condition. You've got all 6 of them here in great shape. Serve Jell-O the old-fashioned way. And you can even put the mayonnaise on it if you want. The 6 of them are $30 for the 6. When are you going to find these again? And they are number 33. So put number 33 in the comment section below if you'd like Jell-O. Now I've got a piece of jewelry. It is a piece of Trifari, and it does have the crown next to the word Trifari, so that helps us date the pin. And it's just a nice little floral piece there. I don't know, it's in a silver tone. You can't, it's really hard to get the thing, it's hard to have the camera focus. It does have the Crown Trifari mark on it. So, So I'll go ahead and let you see that lovely little pin there. It's sort of textured silver color. And the Trifari pin is $8 and it's number 75. And it measures, well, let's do it the right way. 3.5 inches tall. Now, if by chance you are a fan of the 1920s or 30s, the Depression era, maybe you're decorating your kitchen in that way, I've got an unopened, unused box of bottle caps. Now, these go all the way back to when people would do this at home. People would make their own root beer at home. And during Prohibition, you could actually get sort of these fermented cakes of grapes that would come in like a brick, and people would go down in the basement and they would ferment it, and they'd make their own, you know, like that, and they would bottle it. But so you could use you just put this on your, now it's full and it has not ever been opened. I was able to pinch the bottom of it and shake it a little bit just to get one of them to come out so that you could see. And then it's got the cork on the other side. And so you have one gross home use brand clean and sanitary bottle caps. And these were made in Baltimore. Home use brand caps are made from selected materials in the world's largest and most modern bottle cap plant by automatic machinery throughout, for sealing homemade beverages, condiments, and other products. Yeah, that's what they used to, that's what some people used to bottle during Prohibition. Okay. Oh, I forgot to tell you. It's $12 for this old box of bottle caps, and it's number 52. Number 52. $12. Now I've got a piece of milk glass for you. Oh, it's a heavy one. And we always think of Imperial, we think of Westmoreland. They probably produced most of the milk glass. Fenton did as well. This one is unmarked on the bottom. A lot of folks started marking their glass in the 60s and 70s. We don't see the Imperial mark, we don't see the Westmoreland mark, and we don't see the Fenton mark. So that may mean that this is a 1950s piece. Sometimes they put stickers on them instead. So it's got some hobnails on there, and it measures 9 inches tall, and it has no damage. I thought it was a pretty one. Again, I don't buy a lot of milk glass. I will buy pieces that tend to be somewhat unusual, or pieces that I don't see every day, or at least that I find attractive. And I don't have any issues with grapes and cables, but it seems like grapes and cables are on everything. It's nice to find something that doesn't have grapes and cables on it. So a nice generous candy dish there. Be great for your Starlight mints. It's $22, number 86, if you are interested. $22, number 86 on the milk glass candy dish. Next up is a delightful little tin which held fruit cake, and this is going to go back to the 1920s and 30s. It measures 5.5 by 3 inches, and if we open up the lid, we see beech nut, and I'll read it to you. It says beech nut black fruit cake, beech nut packing company, Oh, I'm going to mess this up. Kanajahari, New York. Okay, all my upstate New Yorkers, I'm assuming that's somewhere upstate. Kanajahari? I don't know. I'm not making fun because we have wacky names for things in this area as well. Have you ever been to Conshohocken, Pennsauken, Shehocken? Yeah, they're all places not too far from here, although Shehocken is pretty far up. It has a nice little fruit motif on the top and then all the way around the sides as well. Oh, just a pretty little tin for those of you who likes to put things in little tins. It's not dented and it doesn't really have any major issues with it. It is old. It's about 100 years old. Maybe not quite that, maybe 90. And the little fruitcake tin is $12, number 29. $12, number 29. Now, next up, I have something that I'm not sure how I feel about it. I guess I'm not a huge fan, but this is what they did in those days. We've seen this butterfly art. Yes, those are butterfly wings. Now, I'd rather see the butterflies out there doing their little thing in the bushes, but what can we say? This butterfly tray here, usually these things are made in Brazil. So we see the butterfly wings, and it's under glass, and I have to tell you that there is right in the center of it, well, really all over the place, there is some, it's kind of hard to tell, but there's some deterioration here in the center. We can see some of the wings have just deteriorated with age. They attach all of these in here under the glass. So it's not perfect. You're going to get spots again where they have fallen off or disintegrated or just shifted around under there. But, you know, by and large, when you're looking at it, you really don't notice that. Oh, there is a remnant of a sticker on the back, and it is so tiny. I do see the words, I think I see the words Rio de Janeiro, I think, really small. But a tourist item, something also bought in gift shops, and it's just a little cocktail tray. Nice inlaid wood all around the outside. And I think these were something that was done again in the 1940s, you know, that kind of era. So the butterfly tray is $20 and it's number 7. Is we will end not on a bang, but on a tinkle. Ooh. Yes, we're going to end with this lovely cut to clear crystal bell, probably only made in the last 30 years or so, and I'm guessing Czechoslovakian or probably made in Europe. It might have had a paper label on it. It has no label on it now, but it's all glass and it's heavy, so it's probably got some lead in it. It's probably lead crystal. There's a brilliancy to the color. Then this is the flashed on color, which is cut to clear. And our little clanger in there is also made of glass. I don't know that you actually call that a clanger. There's probably another word for it, but it's glass as well. And it has glass beads all along the bottom of it. And it's just really, you know, if you're a bell collector, or if you just want to sit back in bed on a Sunday morning and go, I'm ready for my cocoa. May I have my cocoa, please?
Cocoa? Where's my cocoa?
Oh, you want your cocoa, Marjorie?
Yes, I do.
It has no damage on it. And it's just really pretty. And the crystal bell here is $18. $18 on the crystal bell, and it's number 39. Number 39, $18 on this really neat crystal bell. Okay, that was a lot of fun. If you like anything and want to buy it, go into the comment section first. Read through the comments first. Make sure someone hasn't already claimed an item. And if you see that it hasn't been claimed, go ahead and type the numbers in. That means you're first. email me at oldcuriosityshop99@gmail.com. Make sure you give me your name, your mailing address, and the PayPal account. Well, the email connected to your PayPal account, because I've got to email you an invoice, which will include the shipping costs. Now, today is Sunday when you're watching this. I'll be back tomorrow night on my own channel doing a live sale. So I'm going to hold all of these items and not ship anything or invoice until I'm finished with tomorrow night's live sale, just in case you win anything in that show. Then I'll be able to just bundle it all into one invoice. Thank you, Patrick, for inviting me. Thank you to everyone who has participated, and there's a ton of folks, 20, maybe 20 or so people. I think this has been going strong since 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It should now be almost 8:30, and it's time to turn me off and go see Patrick, the Trusty Huckster, over at his channel. And remember, all the links in the descriptions or everything is down below. And if you're confused about anything, you can write to me and ask, or really any one of us who are participating in this all afternoon drop sale can help you out as well. Thank you for watching, good friends. I'm looking forward to going back and looking at everybody else's video and seeing what they had for sale. And maybe you picked up some nice decorative items to enjoy in your homes. Okay, that's it. Now go see Patrick, okay? Go on over to him and see what he's got. I'm going to be watching. And I'll see you maybe tomorrow night here on my channel for my live sale at 8 p.m. Until then, I'm Scott. Thanks for watching. Wait for the cat. And so long for now.